Welcome to Buy, Hold, Sell. I'm Ben Clark, and today we're going to be talking about gold. It's been one of the few sort of shining lights in the market lately. The correction is in place, and today, to see if it's going to continue, we're going to talk to James Miller from Firetrail and Justin Braitling from Watermark. So guys, I thought I'd start with a bit of an overview. James, to start with you. How do you see the overall health of the gold sector at the moment? Australian gold equity has been very strong versus offshore. Is there a reason why?
Yeah, absolutely. When you think about Australian gold equities, you've got to think about the Aussie dollar gold price.
Yep.
So you've seen rates rise in the US, US dollar going up then. Typically the gold price is negatively correlated to that, but with the Aussie dollar falling as well, you've seen Aussie dollar gold up this year, while US dollar gold's down. So
Yep.
Aussie dollar gold's been a pretty good space to be.
Yep. And Justin, can you add anything to that? The state of balance sheets in the gold space at the moment, cost of production, are we in a good space to look at investing in the area?
Well, I think that's one reason why the Australian names have performed so well. The Canadian and North American gold miners have got themselves into quite a bit of trouble in recent years. They bought back a lot of their gold books, and when investors wanted them to provide exposure to gold, and they levered up their balance sheets in the process. They underinvested in mine development, and they've really struggled to grow. So, you would have seen the executives of Newmont and so forth talk about peak gold.
Yep.
There have been very few new large discoveries in recent years. And so those businesses are looking very mature, they're running out of reserves, and the stocks have struggled. The Australian companies, on the other hand, there have been some really well-managed companies like Northern Star and Evolution that have picked up distressed assets from those Canadian miners. Mm-hmm. They bought them cheaply, they've added a lot of value to those mines, extended the life of those mines, cut costs, and really create a lot of value for their shareholders. You would have seen Northern Star and Evolution up between 5 and 10% over the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, they've been spectacular stories.
Absolutely. James, I'll come back to you. So, just in terms of Firetrail's approach, do you sort of look at gold first and sort of think, we like the look of it, or we like the defensive attributes, and then filter down to underlying gold stocks? Or is it the other way around? Are you looking for a story specifically and then gold adds to it?
It really is about the stock specifics for us, and we analyse gold stocks just like we would any other stock. It's thinking about valuation. So we'll look at the company, we'll look at management, do our research, our modelling, and then think about where's your free cash flow, where's your enterprise value to EBITDA there. And typically you can do that on a variety of kind of gold price scenarios, but on spot gold's one good way to do it then. You've got to think about those stock specifics. But picking the gold price itself, that's something that can really do your head in. So look for stock specifics in a company, look for those regions, those areas where management can really add value to companies. And Evolution, Northern Star, even Aurelia Minerals recently, management's added great value to existing companies. Yep,
absolutely. So Justin, and the reason I asked that question was when I was doing some numbers, the largest gold stock in Australia, Newcrest, has given a rolling 1-year return of -4%. The second largest, Northern Star, has done positive 80%. So it seems you can get the call on gold right, but you can get the call on the stock wrong. Is that how you look at it from a bottom-up perspective?
Absolutely. I mean, Northern Star 5 or 6 years ago had a couple of years of reserves. They bought Jundee extended the reserves of that mine. They've continued to add on acquisitions, Pogo more recently, and they just keep doing it again and again and again. I think the emphasis there is on management. You really need good management to run these businesses. Yep. They're not easy to manage, a mining operation, unless you're running Escondida or the Pilbara. These are difficult operations typically. You've got to keep your costs down, you've got to be frugal with your capital, and you've got to add value wherever you can.
Okay, well, let's put you on the spot. So the sector's in good shape. A bottom-up story is something that you do look for. Is there one that you can single out, and also just give us maybe an idea of what the criteria was that led to you pulling the trigger on and buying it?
So we really like Aurelia Metals. They operate in the Cobar Basin in the western districts of New South Wales. The Cobar Basin's been around for a long time as a copper gold district. Glencore have a mine there. Aurelia has been running Nymagee for many years. A couple of years ago, a new CEO came in, Jim Simpson, and has done a great job in restoring the value in those 2 mines that they operate. More recently, they've acquired the Peak mine from New Gold. Now, New Gold, like Barrick, got itself in a lot of trouble, and it's been forced to sell the Crown Jewels. This mine cost $500 million to develop. They bought it for 58. It's basically already paid itself off within a couple of months. And the real trick is here, Jim actually used to run the Peak mine. So, he knows where all the little hidden seams are. Yeah. And they've been mining the Channel seam with, I think, grades north of 10% in recent months. And again, they've paid for the acquisition very quickly. So, they'll buy, it'll be a replay of what Northern Star did with Dundee, with what Evolution did with Cow. They're going to put more feed through the mill. They'll buy other mining operations along the strike length there in the Cobar Basin. They'll drive the cost down and create enormous value for their investors.
Okay. And James, putting you on the spot as well, is there one that you like in the space?
Look, well, I'm like Justin there. We look for where management teams are adding that value, and I'm going to agree. Aurelia with Jim there is a great story, and I'll put some more metrics around it. This company, and with the acquisition of Peak Mines recently, it's got a market cap of about $600 million. Over the next year, we estimate free cash flow will be about $150 million. That's 25% of your market cap back within a year. So it's a great metric. You look at that and you look at 2 times enterprise value to EBITDA. There's no doubt it's a cheap name. Plenty of growth still to come with a great management team as well. So that's one we like as well.
Okay, that's great. Well, it can be tough spotting the little nuggets of gold out there, but Aurelia sounds like it's one you should be checking out.